Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we'll be taking a look at 20 games that slipped in cheeky references to Ubisoft's popular open-world series, Assassin's Creed.
What makes you think you know me?
Nothing to be ashamed of. I'm the same way.
Before we begin, we publish new videos all week long, so be sure to subscribe to MojoPlays and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. Far Cry 3.
That symbol looks familiar.
Ubisoft really loves the idea of crossing all of their franchises over with each other. If you aren't convinced already, you will by the end of the list. Exhibit A lies within one of the hidden areas within Far Cry 3. One of the bunkers you'll come across hides a document called Letters of the Lost Lab, conveniently located next to a wall with a seemingly faded Abstergo Industries logo. The document is written by a character named Hayato, who does not trust a certain group of scientists as they keep babbling about something called the Pieces of Eden. It honestly does sound like loony talk when spoken out of context. Hitman Sniper Challenge.
Your main target is arriving.
Sniper Challenge is not the only game in the Hitman franchise to give Assassin's Creed a shout out. We'll get to the other game later on, but you all need to see this one. Hitman Sniper Challenge hides a good handful of challenges and secrets for you to uncover. One secret can be found far in the distance, high above the city on top of one of the skyscrapers. Look hard enough to spot what seems to be a hooded man perched on a ledge. Pull the trigger to mark another assassin off of your hit list, and hear a very satisfying screech of a hawk. No more leaps of faith for you, pal. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker.
There's some straw below you. You can dive into it with the action button.
Hideo Kojima isn't exactly the most subtle game developer in the industry, but we can appreciate an explicit shout out every now and again. During the tutorial for Peace Walker, Snake will be instructed to hide in a nearby hay bale. He will proceed to swan dive into the hay before being lectured on how this technique was once used by an ancient organization of assassins. And would you believe this would not be the last time MGS and AC crossed over with each other? Stay tuned for the other game. Rage 2. Bethesda Games and Assassin's Creed? Not exactly the mashup we were expecting, but this one was just too damn funny to ignore. Amidst the world of sand and dust sits a massive antenna with a pile of hay resting beneath it. Should you find this antenna, you'll quickly discover that something horrible went down here. You don't need to be Einstein to figure out how this hooded man might have died. It takes a specific type of person to magnificently pull off a leap of faith. This dude was not it. Lego The Lord of the Rings. We aren't quite sure what a LEGO game is doing referencing a series meant for adults. Gotta throw in some things for the grown-ups, we suppose. But you'll come across this Easter egg while exploring the open world of Middle-earth. Somewhere in the world sits a tiny pool of water next to a towering resting area. Said resting area holds a wooden beam that you can walk on. Jump off the edge of it, and you'll hear a short hawk screech as you fall into the water below. What, no gold brick for defying death? Come on, man, that took a lot of effort. Tom Clancy's The Division 2. Ubisoft crossover game number 2 here, and this one is fairly easy to miss. Most of us don't pay much attention to the environment when it comes to foliage and decorative pieces, although posters can sometimes flesh out the world, or in this case, hint at an upcoming game. The Division 2 hides one poster depicting a noble Viking holding what appears to be the mystical golden apple. The top of the poster labeling it as Valhalla. At the time, this was just a cool piece of art referencing Assassin's Creed in general, but it wouldn't be long before we were shown the then upcoming Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Kingdom Come Deliverance.
There's something I should tell you. Something you won't be happy to hear.
This truly is an Easter egg in every meaning of the term, because you would have to have played Assassin's Creed 2 and remember the core tenet of the Assassins. During the quest called A Needle in a Haystack, Henry infiltrates a monastery under the guise of Brother Gregor and will have to interrogate his fellow brethren. During one of these interrogations, you can suggest one of them is behind the crime, to which they will deny being anything close to a former assassin. Choose the prime suspect dialogue option, and you'll be treated to a recital of the assassin's tenet.
What on earth makes you think that? My being unfit for holy orders doesn't make me a former assassin.
Runescape. Odd to see an online game as ancient as RuneScape reference a modern series such as Assassin's Creed, though this is the kind of Easter egg you would expect to see. For this, you must travel to the desert city of Al-Kharid and climb on top of one of the buildings. On the opposite side is a ledge with a wagon full of hay below it. You can jump off of this for your own leap of faith, but that screech that plays makes the whole event way less spectacular. Was that supposed to be a shriveled hawk screeching, or was that a goat screaming? Apex Legends. Apex Legends does hide some Easter eggs, though most of them are references to the Titanfall series and its lore. But this one might have snuck right under your nose if you didn't mess around in the training area long enough. It is possible to climb to the highest point of the map. You know, the massive pole on top of the base? If you manage to do this, stand still for a few moments until the camera begins to slowly pan out and zoom around your character. You are now synchronized with the world of Apex Legends, or something like that. Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots.
Is that you? What happened to your face?
For April Fool's 2008, Metal Gear creator Hideo Kojima and then producer of Assassin's Creed Jade Raymond appeared in a video together to supposedly show the newest trailer for a game in the Assassin's Creed series. What we saw was gameplay from Metal Gear Solid 4 with Snake wearing Altair's outfit, for some reason. Little did we know this was no actual joke. MGS4 released in June that same year, and sure enough, it was possible to unlock Altair's outfit. All you had to do was go into the extras menu, select code, and type in AOTTRYKMYN. No connection there, no reference there, just random letters.
Snake! Fox.
Far Cry 5.
We're gonna take this goddamn mountain back from Jacob. I know it.
While it is now the third Ubisoft game referencing Assassin's Creed on this list, this one is going for a double whammy just as Far Cry 3 did. While exploring Hope County, you can come across a book called Looking for a Seagull that depicts a hooded man on the front cover. Interesting title for a book showing an assassin, but that's not the only reference to AC in FC5. You can locate a document called Compromat, which reveals that the receiver, a man named Dmitri, is actually a Russian spy sent by one G. Voronina. Wait, as in Galina Voronina? The same one from Assassin's Creed Syndicate? Split Fiction.
You've got to have faith when you leap.
No, don't go yet. Don't leave. We promise this isn't really a spoiler, as it happens within the first few minutes of the game. Shortly after learning about their worlds meshing together, Mio and Zoe find themselves getting chased by a massive horde of trolls. Towards the end of the windmills, the path breaks off, but just as they reach the end, the duo swan dives off the ledge and into a pile of hay below. And yes, the famous hawk screech is heard clear as day. Trust us, this is not the only video game reference you will come across in Split Fiction, and it is far from the last. Hitman. Agent 47 pops up again to pay respect, or maybe disrespect, to the Assassin's Creed series. Although this time, Agent 47 is going to have to make himself look a tad foolish. You will have to wander around Sapienza and get yourself a set of robes. Once you do, find a pair of guards posted outside of the location you need to break into. There is a chance one of them will look at you and say, "Someone's been playing too much Assassin's Creed." A little on the nose for Hitman, but we can still appreciate the nod here. Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. To see this one for yourself, you're going to have to suffer through the finicky climbing and platforming Uncharted 4 is kind of known for. It's still a great game, just a bit cumbersome in tighter areas. But there is one moment in the game where you can climb to the very top of a building, right to the very tippy top of the spire. Stand there long enough for the camera to begin panning around Nathan Drake as if he is synchronizing himself with the world. Now, you ready to begin the climb back down? Astrobot. Funny enough, this wasn't even in Astrobot when the game first launched. Along with fellow Ubisoft icon Rayman, Assassin's Creed received a special VIP bot for Astro to rescue in the post-launch level Armored Hardcore. Completing this level will allow you to rescue the elusive Renaissance Man, and his special interaction requires you to obtain a small tower with a bale of hay below it. Once you unlock this from the capsule machine, you can smack him to see how the famous swan dive is truly done. Sunset Overdrive.
Okay, I'm here! Do I synchronize now or what? No.
Surprisingly, this gem from Insomniac Games features a fair amount of fourth wall breaks, and you can find a small handful of references to Assassin's Creed as well. Reach the very top of the harbor for the player to mention something about synchronizing before realizing they're in the wrong game. The mission called A New Friend makes a joke about indicators floating above companion characters' heads, just like Assassin's Creed usually does. But the biggest love letter to AC in the game comes when you have found every high point in the game. Enjoy your new killer clothing! The Witcher 2: Assassins of Kings. Look, we just had to squeeze in one more dead assassin joke, and The Witcher 2 has the best one. You'll have an easier time finding this Easter egg while you're in the middle of the mission, The Assault. Off to the side near the ballista, you will find the body of a hooded figure inside of a burning, partially collapsed building. The leap of faith was only, what, 2 or 3 stories tall? What the hell happened here? How did he die? Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. When it comes to Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six Siege is probably the biggest fan of the bunch, as it is chock full of Easter eggs and references. On the Villa map, you can use the sniper scope to spot an assassin looming over the city in the distance. As for the skyscraper map, look closely at the samurai outfit, and you'll quickly notice the emblem on its waist is basically the logo for Assassin's Creed. Meanwhile, Nighthaven Labs contains a special piece of tech that looks eerily similar to the bed used to transport Desmond through the Animus. Honestly, we're willing to bet there are more AC references here than just these 3. Far Cry 6. As if the similarities between Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 6 weren't enough in gameplay, FC6 pays tribute to Assassin's Creed in the same way as FC3 did. As you explore Yara, you may stumble upon a couple of interesting documents. One document details the receipt of various bits of cargo, one of which containing a gauntlet equipped with a hidden blade. Another document indicates the presence of the golden apple, though it is labeled as contraband and must be shipped back to the sender. Guess the golden apple is too shady for even the world of Far Cry to handle. Watch Dogs. Yeah, you may have seen this one coming already, as it is probably the most explicit connection between Assassin's Creed and, well, almost any other video game out there. One of your targets in Watch Dogs is none other than Olivier Garneau, the CCO of Abstergo Entertainment. Funny enough, his death is the exact same way he died with an AC's own story. Garneau was driving a rental car through Chicago before he was ambushed and assassinated in the middle of the street. There is even footage within Layla Hassan's personal files that show the same events that were played out in Watch Dogs.
Oh my god! Oh crap!
Get out of here!
Was there a reference to Assassin's Creed we might have missed? Let us know down in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to MojoPlays for more great videos every day.